Hey everybody, happy Be Free Friday. I hope you're having an awesome week and that you're getting ready for the weekend. If you can't tell, I am recording in the middle of a huge storm. So naturally I wanted to be outside. I know that makes no sense, but it's part of my talk for today. So there you go. I don't know if you can really see it in the video, but you probably can hear it. It is pouring. It's Wednesday, so this is like the tornado weather that we are in the middle of right now. And it seems a little crazy that I wanted to go outside and film in this nasty weather, but it has everything to do with what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So, in the last, I guess, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, my family has had a ton of crazy stuff happen. If you're friends with us or family with us, you know a lot about what's been going on. Just several accidents. My grandmother fell and my dad fell and shattered his leg and has had to have surgery. And I got some news from the doctor that wasn't great the other day. Nothing like, life-threatening or anything like that, but just some issues I could have in the future. And so it's just been kind of a really hard time for our family. Just a lot of things out of our control that's been going on, things that you don't really plan on, just some difficult times. And we've had some awesome family and friends that have gathered around us and supported us and prayed for us, and we're fine. We're doing okay. But I would describe this time in my life as a storm, for sure, without a doubt. That this is a season of storms for me and for my family. And I was at Bible study this morning and heard this verse, and it just totally spoke to me, and it just really ministered to my heart, kind of where I am and where maybe some of you guys are. And with the weather and everything going on today, I felt like it was a really cool verse to read to you. It's kind of long, so brace yourselves. This is going to be Job chapter 38. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but I'm going to read like 30 verses of it to you, okay? But before I read the whole thing, I want to just read the first verse. The first verse of Job 38 says, "Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm." And I didn't want to cry on the Be Free Friday, but I wanted to be honest with you guys that so spoke to me, just that one verse of saying that the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. And I don't know about you, but if there have been times in your life where you're going through a storm and the Lord just spoke to you through it or out of it or in the midst of it. And I hope that that's encouraging for you today, because it was really encouraging for me that God spoke to me out of the storm. And sitting here outside with this rain pouring, it's so loud, and I feel like I have to yell to even be heard on this video. But it's encouraging to me to read that God, all He has to do is speak out of the storm. He doesn't even have to yell to be heard over it. He's so much more powerful than the storm, and so much more powerful than anything going on in your life and anything going on in my life. So let me pull it together and read this verse for you this morning, okay? Here's what it says. Job 38. "Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. He said, 'Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? On what were its footings set? Or who laid its cornerstone? While the morning stars sang together, and all the angels shouted for joy, who shut up the sea behind doors, when it burst forth from the womb? When I made the clouds its garments, and wrapped it in thick darkness, when I fixed limits for it, and set its doors and bars in place, when I said, this far you may come and no farther. Here is where your proud waves halt. Have you ever given orders to the morning, or shown the dawn its place, that it might take the earth by its edges and shake the wicked out of it? The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment. The wicked are denied their light. and the upraised arm is broken. Have you journeyed to the springs of the sea, or walked the recesses of the deep? Have the gates of death been shown to you? Have you seen the gates of the deepest darkness? Have you comprehended the vast expanse of the earth? Tell me if you know all this. What is the way to abode of light, and where does darkness reside? Can you take them to their places? Do you know the paths of their dwelling? Surely you know. You were already born. You have lived so many years. That's where God's getting a little bit sarcastic. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or seen the storehouses of the hail, which I reserved for times of trouble, for days of war and battle? What is the way to the place where the lightning is dispersed, or the place where the east winds are scattered over the earth? Who cuts a channel for the torrents of rain, and a path for the thunderstorms, to water a land where no one lives, an uninhabited desert, to satisfy a desolate wasteland, and to make it sprout with grass? Does the rain have a father? Who fathers the drops of dew? From whose womb does the ice come? Who gives birth to the frost under the heavens, when the water comes hard as stone, when the surface of the deep is frozen? And there's a lot more to this chapter, but all of these descriptive passages are just God talking about, like, I know that in the midst of this storm, I know that you feel like you know everything, and I know that all of this feels like the most real thing that could be going on in your life, but it's not. I promise you that I know so much more, and I can handle so much more than you can. And so I just want to speak those words to you this morning, out of the storm, out of the literal storm, and I hope that it encourages you. I know this is a long video, but I love you guys so much. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.